Hey everybody, how's it going? Barry here, and today we're going to be talking about the most recent Capture Festival Mon to be coming around. This is actually a repeat Capture Festival Mon, as Pinolo, which is who we're talking about, has been around before. He has been catchable as an exotic, I believe, once before, back in, I think it was April 2017, I think it was. Yeah, and then he came again, I believe, in Lupin Dungeon was the last time he was around. But anyway, Capture Festival should be starting by the end of the day today. Um, it's like 5 something p.m. as I'm recording this, so this video will hopefully be up by 8. But yeah, let's just go straight to the guide now. And of course we will start with wood, since there is no fire or water Pinolo. Which is fine, because they made Pinolo super annoying to get. So, as you can see here, we have 2 separate types of Pinolo. So on the right side here, with the red and black ink on it, and white in case of the Evo 2, that is Suspicious Pinolo, which they're calling it Suspicious Pinolo now in the most recent dev notes, but in the past it was called Fake Pinolo, so I don't know if they're changing that or not. Fake Pinolo is just more, it's just easier to say, so I'm gonna probably say Fake Pinolo for the remainder of this video. And then on the left we have the real Pinolo, which is the one that you want. Reason being, the Fake Pinolo is useless, because its stats are non-existent. It might as well be zeros across the board. That's how low its stats are. As you can see, its attack is only 400, its defense and recovery, which recovery is useless for it anyway, are both only 200, and its HP is only 2100. So, very, very low. Do not ascend this thing at all. The only purpose of the fake Pinolo is to obtain the real Pinolo. And of course, evolving it to Evo 3 to get the gems from the guide, since that's like, what? I think that's like 160 gems or something like that, I believe. So yeah, that's it for fake Pinolo. What we're going to be using the fake Pinolo for this time around is for fusion. That's how we're going to get the real Pinolo, which, according to the dev notes, it seems like you're only going to be able to get one real Pinolo. Hopefully that's not the case. Personally, I don't need real Pinolo at all. I'm not going to be going for real Pinolo. For wood, I'm going to be going for light and dark, though. Because I don't need wood. But for newer players, I think that's absolute bullshit, that they could only get one. Which means to get it to Evo 3, you're going to have to use your 3 regular gleams to get it to Evo 2, and then you're going to have to use 3 super gleams to get it to Evo 3, unless you plan on waiting until whenever they bring Pinolo back, which, who knows when that'll be happen, because the last time Pinolo was catchable was 3 years ago. So yeah. Anyway, let's move on to real Pinolo now. So here's the Evo 1, the Evo 2, and the Evo 3. Something else to note, when Pinolo came around the first time, it was both real and fake that were catchable, except the catch rate, the appearance rates were different. So the appearance rate for the fake Pinolo was about rare, super rare, whereas real Pinolo was about legendary. So that's why you don't see people with a lot of them. I only have 2 Evo 3 real Pinolos, because I was able to do that, and all that. Thankfully, I was around during the time when he first appeared, which, at the time, I believe Pinolo was actually one of the first mons with Courageous Strike, if I recall correctly. As back then we didn't know much about the skill. The only reason I found out about how good Pinolo would be was because there was a YouTuber at the time that was doing MSL content. Mogadi, I believe was how his name was pronounced. He uploaded MSL videos and he showed off Pinolo doing a lot in a single hit. So, yeah. Anyway, let's look at the actual mon. So here's the regular, here's the variant. I like the variant a lot. I've grown very used to the variant. Both mine are variants, so I just love it. Also, the colors are more vibrant, I guess. There's a lot more contrast with it, you know, because like with this one, the clover on its belt is different from the rest of the body, whereas with the regular it's about the same, so don't really like that. Now for its stats. So Wood Pinolo is an attacker, and its stats are overall pretty low. Its defense is like okay-ish. We see that low of a defense stat pretty commonly among Nat 3s, but Nat 3 attackers, that is. So that's not too bad, but its HP and attack are a lot lower than we see among Nat 3 attackers, which sucks, but doesn't hurt it too much. Because when we look at the skills, so first off we'll look at the leader skill, of course. Critical boost, so crit rate up 15 to 20%. It is exclusive for clan battles, which is fine for pretty much all of the Pinolos. Since the recent change, light and dark are actually viable for clan battles, which, if you don't know, the clan battles are for Titans and CVC, so it applies to both of them. But anyway, on 3-star, Wood Pinolo has Courageous Strike, and it gets a 20% damage boost from skill books, which Pinolo just recently got. And then on 5-star, we have Unflinching Strike, which gets a 25% damage boost. Now, previously, it was Courageous Strike on both skills, but they did nerf it because a lot of people complained, which is, I think, is stupid. But anyway, that's besides the point. Looking at both of its skills, it is an amazing Titan Mon. Even now, I still use one of my 2 Pinolos. I don't use the other one just because I managed to get a couple of Wood Merlins, which are the same, or which are double Courageous Strike with just higher stats. Though it should be noted that Pinolo does have a single target active skill, which of course makes it very, very strong. But again, I still use Merlin over it just because of the stats, and yeah. How I would build it, I'd build it offensively. The Pinolo I'm using now is on triple attack on a leech set, and it does... I just changed the gems. It was HP attack on a leech set, and it did well. I think the most I've seen it do was 5 mil, and I just changed it to triple attack like the other day, and haven't been able to properly test it out since then, so I'm hoping its damage will go up a bit. If not, I'll probably change it back or change it to something else. But I do have a 4th Wood Merlin that I want to put in its place anyway. I'm just testing to see if Pinolo can still be viable enough for me. But if you do not have Wood Merlins, which I have in abundance somehow, I was lucky enough to get 4 of them, Wood Pinolo is definitely something that you want to invest in. It does very well in Titans, early, mid, even... I'd say I'm pretty much late game, so it does well for me too. And my Wood team can, against Titan, can do up to like 65, I think 67 is my record. 67 mil or something like that. So, Pinolo, very good mon. I 100% recommend doing it, or building it. Its leader skill, of course, is also very helpful there. I don't use its leader skill anymore, but I did use it for a while. I don't use it anymore just because I do have Wood Cherry, and I prefer to have the attack lead, so, yeah. I don't really know what else to say for Wood Merlin, other than just build it. Build it as best you can. If you do, I should mention, because if you had it before, you don't, oh my god, I can't speak. When Wood Pinolo came back in Lupin Dungeon, it was only possible to get one at Evo 2. Which of course would be a lot less survivable. As you can see here, its stats are 21k HP, 1700 defense, whereas with Evo 2 it's 17k HP and only 1300 defense, almost 1400. But it is so low. So yeah, you're definitely going to want to put your higher star trinkets on it to get good defense and HP stats there. So just keep that in mind. You're going to really, really need the defense boosts. from trinkets for Pinolo. Even at Evo 3, you're going to need it. But more so at Evo 2 is it more important. But anyway, let's move on to Light next. So Light did recently get a change to its stats, skills. It did get a stat buff as well, but more importantly, was a skill change. So with Light and Dark Pinolo, it's going to be the same thing with Wood Pinolo this time around, so we're only going to be able to catch the fake ones, and you can fuse for the real ones. But the difference is, whereas with Wood Pinolo, the fusion is limited to a one-time thing. With Light and Dark, you can fuse an unlimited amount of times, so you can get Evo 3 Light and Dark Pinolo fairly, I wouldn't say fairly easily, because I don't remember the catch rate for Light and Dark, or the appearance rate for Light and Dark Pinolo off the top of my head. But there shouldn't be too much issue getting Evo 3 Light and Dark Pinolo, whereas with Wood, there would be issue. So if we take a look at the fake Pinolo real quick, which again, just looking at its stats, they are abysmal. So again, do not build it, but other than for the guide to get it to Evo 3. But I just wanted to point it out because they did not change fake Pinolo's skills, so we can see what the Light Pinolo used to be like, which was pretty bad. So on 3-star, we had Adrenaline healing the team for 10% of its own max HP, which is a good skill. It is a good skill. And then on 5-star, we had Blind 100% 2 turns, which again is a decent skill, but it's only useful for Titans, whereas the Adrenaline isn't very helpful for Titans. It's more for PvP. But the thing that was bad was its stats. Its stats were abysmal as well. So yeah, with how low even real Light and Dark Pinolo's stats were before, that 10% of its own max HP was still abysmal. But they did give it a stat buff recently. They more than doubled its stats, I believe, for the Light and Dark Pinolos. Here's the regular, the real, or the regular reel, and here's the variant reel. I like this one because I like the purple hair. Which I'm gonna have to rebuild the Light Pinolo, because before it was so bad that I just got it to Evo 3 and released it, which sucks because now they actually made it pretty good. Looking at its stats, yeah, it is an attacker. It has a overall higher stat pool than Wood Pinolo, which is sad because Wood Pinolo is a Nat 3, whereas this is a Nat 2. The only thing that's lower is its defense, and it's not lower by much. But for a Nat 2, good attack, good HP, pretty average defense for a Nat 2, though it is really low overall. That is fine, and we'll speak on why in a moment. So on 3-star, we have Shock, 60% 2 turns, and then on 5-star, we have Predator, 40%. Now, it does have skill books. I do not know those. I don't have access to a Light Pinolo, so I don't know the rates for it or any changes that it gets from skill books. I posted on the MSL subreddit in the weekly questions thing and haven't received a reply from anyone that would have had the Light Pinolo from the past, which is understandable because a lot of people that played back then don't play anymore, especially with the recent sliming change. And I don't think anybody in my clan has it either, so there's that. Does it need a buff to its skills? No. Of course it would be nice, but it doesn't really need it. Because 60% 2-turn shock is a very good skill to have on 3-star. We see it with like Thor, like what's it called, Cura. Both of those mons are commonly seen on PvP defense teams, and it is very good for obvious reasons. So yeah, very good skill. If it could get a little boost, that would be nice, bring it up to 70% or something, but who knows. Then we have the Predator, which isn't great for defense, but isn't terrible. While it's not super great on defense, which, again, just because it having a single target active would make it undesirable for defense, it does pretty well for offense, which is where I would recommend using Light Pinolo, but only during the 3-star boosted league. Otherwise, its stats are just too low. But in the 3-star boosted league, its stats can actually be very good. I did do some calculations and whatnot before recording this video, just so I can give you examples of certain builds. So overall, where I would use Light Pinolo is just PvP during the 3-star boosted league. I wouldn't really use it for anything else. But during that, there are many ways you can build it. So you can build it like tanky, HP defense, or HP defense, something like that, just so you can have it tank hits and spread its CC, which is one thing you could do. If you do that, you might want to put it on defense. I don't think that would do super well on offense, just because, well, it could do well on offense, but I think it would do better with that build on defense. But with that build and the stat boosts you get from the 3-star boosted league, its stats get really, really good. So with HP defense, it would have over 84k HP, whereas that's a lot considering that its base was only 23k, and then its defense would be over 4,700. And then even without any gem, its attack stat will be over 6k. So, crazy. If you were to go like HP defense, it would have about 68k HP and about 5,800 defense. Attack would obviously stay the same. Then also I would recommend a Bruiser build is another way you can go, just because it doesn't need that much defensive gemming, because it gets the natural 125% boost that 2-stars receive during this league. So yeah. And then with that build, it would have the 68k HP, 4,700 defense, and then it would have about 7,800 attack. Holy shit. So 7,800 attack, 4,700 defense. Very good stat pool there. And then you could also build it something a bit more offensively as well if you'd like. So like crit rate attack, crit rate attack, crit damage. Crit rate attack, crit damage might be more ideal because of the stat boost that you just get for being a 2-star. Though if you're able to get it on a ruin set, crit rate attack is very good as well. Also, you'd want some crit damage subs there just to capitalize on the crit rate gem the most. With that build, say 2 attack gems and no HP or defense gems, it would have 52k HP, 3,600 defense, and 9,600 attack. So it would have amazing stats overall. Very good. And if you were to build it more offensively, you'd really only want to use it for offense, in which case its shock would be great, but then you'd also be really taking advantage of its predator on its 5-star with a single target active. So that's the main draw for an offensive build there. And yeah, that's pretty much it for Light Pinolo. There was a bit more to say about it than I originally expected, just because I did want to talk about the stats that would have a bit in the boosted league. Remember, in the regular league, it is not usable at all. Well, like, I don't mean it's not usable, but it's just not super viable, just because its stats are pretty low. And then, anyway, let's move on to Dark, the last of the Pinolos. So, of course, again, we have real, fake, and again, with this situation, they didn't change the skills that the fake one had. Previously, it was double Hunter, and as you can see, its Hunter was really strong at 100%. But of course, its stats, again, were very low. They did give a boost in stats to the real Dark Pinolo again, which again was about the same as the boost Light got, so pretty much doubled its stats overall. Anyway, here's the regular and the variant. I like the regular more because it's purple. And then looking at the stats, so Dark Pinolo is a balance type. I don't remember if this was changed or not. It might have been an attacker before, but I don't remember. Also, yeah, I forgot to mention, I believe Light was a tank before, which now it's an attacker. But anyway, overall, stats are pretty good for a Nat 2 balanced Mon. Its HP is a little bit higher than normal. I feel like Nat 2 balanced Mon would be around like 23k. or something like that. Just the fact that all of its stats are over 2k or 20k for its HP is ideal. So it's pretty good. Overall, decent stats. Nothing amazing, but decent. Looking at the skills, so on 3-star we have Unflinching Strike, and then on 5-star we have Attack Down 60% one turn. Again, I do not know the skill book values for this mon, which is crucial for it, if I'm to be honest. So of course on its 3-star it's just going to get a damage boost. It'll probably be somewhere between 20 and 30%, most likely 20. But then what really matters is its 5-star. So 60% one turn attack down is decent, but it's like, why use it when you can use something that has a 2-turn attack down? One turn attack down is okay, excuse me, but it's not the best. For an example, Wood Canna is a mon that had a 1-turn attack down on its 3-star. Also Wood Hannah, which both of them were pretty good. But when skill books came around for them and it brought them to 2 turns, they became amazing. Which I feel like would be the same case for Dark Pinolo. So it's really crucial if books bring it up to 2 turns or not. That's just something I wanted to get out of the way. But anyway, where you'd want to use it, there's only 2 places really where it'd do well. One, Titans, especially against Light Titan, and then also against the Light Colossus, it can do decent as a damage dealer there. But of course, there would probably be better mons for that. And in the case of Light Colossus, the attack down is useless. You'd only really want to use it for its 3-star, so there's that. But anyway, against Titans, Unflinching Strike, of course, an amazing skill. It'll do pretty decent there as well. And also, I really think that this is a good mon to have. Well, of course, it's a good mon to have, but there's a specific reason for it. And that is because Light Titan is pretty much the most difficult Titan to get into. There's a very low amount of Dark, Courageous Strike, and Unflinching Strike mons, and all of them are limited in some way, except Dark Indra, which you can summon at any point from an egg, but like, good luck with that. The rest of them are either limited to being an exotic or a festival mon, which would be Thor and Sphinx, which are Rebirth Festival. So yeah, there's that. Whereas with Light, you have Light Siegfried, which is completely farmable, which of course would take a long time, but still farmable nonetheless. And also, the fact that the Light Titan has a base 100 crit damage also makes it something that scares off a lot of newer players, but because there is a Courageous Strike, Unflinching Strike mon available now for early game players to get, it'll be a lot easier for them to get into Light Titan, which I think is a great thing. So, if you're around, and if you're a newer player and you're watching this video, please get Dark Pinolo. You won't regret it. It'll be very helpful, at least with early on getting yourself into the Light Titan. It'll be a good damage dealer for you, since the chance of getting another Dark Courageous Strike or Unflinching Strike mon is very slim. With that said, I will be building one myself. Yeah. And something that I forgot to mention, Pinolo has a very slow animation speed for both its 3-star and its 5-star skills. So that is very good for taking advantage of in case of the Wood and Dark Pinolos. It's very good for taking advantage of Exposed Weakness. You can have the Exposed Weakness mon on the same side as your Pinolo, and he will most likely get the Exposed Weakness just because its animation is so slow. So yeah, something that I forgot to mention earlier. And yeah, that's how I would build Dark. I would build it offensively, of course. Same thing with Wood Pinolo. Its stats overall are pretty low, so I would make sure to put very good trinkets on it if you can, just to get that defensive boost. And then with its gems, I would go fully offensively. It is a Dark mon, and though it's not crit required, it does have that base 100 crit damage that you're really going to want to take advantage of. So I would definitely recommend crit rate attack, or crit rate attack crit damage, something like that. Well, not crit damage. Actually, I would just go crit rate attack with Dark Pinolo. With Wood, I would probably go crit rate attack crit damage. But yeah, fully offensive gems and get your defense from trinkets. Make sure you put some good trinkets on there. Its HP is okay, doesn't need a crazy amount of investment, but its defense is low, so it does need a lot of investment there. And yeah, that is it for all the Pinolos. Personally, I will be, as I said, I will be building light and dark just because I need them. And then, of course, the fake Pinolos that I don't have Evo 3s of, which I think is all of them, I'll be doing that as well. Which, remember, again, fake Pinolo is just to get the gems from the guide and the real Pinolos. I don't think I mentioned it earlier, but you cannot use fake Pinolos to evolve real Pinolos, by the way. Unless they're changing that, which I doubt they will be. In the past, it has always been that fake Pinolo cannot be used to evolve real Pinolo and vice versa. So, yeah. Get yourself your real Pinolos and evolve them. If I were to prioritize the Pinolos, so first I would put Wood, because it is an amazing Titan Mon, very good for newer and mid any player that really wants to get into Water Titan that hasn't been lucky enough to get Merlins or something like that. Very good there. Next, I would put Dark, because it is such a good mon to get people into the Light Titan, because Dark, Courageous Strike, and Infliction Strike mons are so limited. And then Light would be last, not because it's bad or anything, just because the other ones just have such a higher priority than it. There are other double shock mons out there that are summonable and whatnot. And then also, there's just nothing about it that really shines, you know? And of course, Predator and Shock together isn't super ideal. It works, but it's not ideal either. So that would hold it back a little bit as well. And yeah, that's going to be it for this one. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, all of that. Have yourselves a good day, and I'll see you guys all in the next video.